What if I told you this factory has 180 employees and 0 managers? We're producing 23 18-wheeler loads of product every single day. That's 2,000 part numbers, and that's 2,000 things that did not go wrong. All the units you see here today, these used to be made in Mexico. So what's going on in this department is actually pretty incredible. They're making 2 times prevailing wage, and we're competing at cost, and we're at an improved quality to Mexico.
There's no supervisor, there's no manager, and that allows us to pay our employees better.
We are our own boss.
I don't see why more companies don't do this. It benefits everybody.
We started off with 1 unit a day, now we're making 30.
You know, there's no way we're going to be able to do this many units in just a 10-hour day. And here we are doing it in less than 8 hours at times.
Today we're going to be talking about the team productivity model. We believe this model will help revive American manufacturing and help American companies compete on a global market. The people on the floor running the actual products, they have ideas, they're doing it day in and day out. Once you go to team productivity, you have no idea the improvements, the efficiencies that they're going to find. It's just a complete mindset change. We have units that when we launched the unit, it took 16 hours for 1 unit. Now, with all the hundreds of little minor changes, they've been able to cut it down from 16 hours to 8 hours. We're gonna try to talk to Cody, see if we can break him free for a minute. Cody's actually a pretty cool story. When we get new units in, he goes and works with engineering to update the drawings to make it more effective for higher quality. He went through and he added slots and tabs on all of the units. Is this the kind of work that you were doing?
Yeah, so it was pretty simple. What I did was I went into the computer and I adjusted this tab down this way and down this way, so that way whenever I slot it into my fixture, there is no fighting it. It'll go right into place.
It'll just click in.
Yeah, and I'm not having to
grind.
So
before you were having to either grind it down, right?
Right. So each side is a little bit different. One side's a little bit shorter, one side's a little bit longer. That way, when I stick it in the bottom, into the slot, it's a longer finish on the bottom. The top is really short, so that way when I slide it into the next slot, it just doesn't fight me, doesn't scrape up the material, nothing, it just slides right in. If I didn't have this slot and tab and I had to sit there and take a scribe and scribe every spot, come up here, okay, make sure it's, all right, now it's good, weld, you know.
It would take forever.
Yeah.
And when you guys started that, every now and then we get the wrong part in there and you have to cut it out.
Oh yeah.
Re-weld it.
Yeah.
As you run into mistakes though, you're going and you're correcting those.
Right.
And anything that you can prevent,
Right.
you're preventing.
Right.
Another important aspect of the team productivity model is what we're calling available capacity. So what that means is I have 4 hours available on tap right now, that if we have more work in, we'll work more hours. So if a customer calls and says, hey, I need 30 hours of welding, I look at it, I got 6 welders, they got 4 hours of capacity available, I can say, yes, we can jump on it right now, today. Most shops don't have that if you're by hour. So I remember when you first started, right? We were making the anchor chains, we'd run them 1 at a time in a vise, right?
Yes.
How many do you guys run at a time now?
Now we're running 10 at a time.
10 at a time?
Yes. So we put the subplate on the magnet, put the anchors, magnetize it, and then run it.
So you can load in 10, hit the button, and walk away, right?
Walk away, drill it, and then come over and take it out and put another 10.
Gotcha.
So it makes it really efficient. 'Cause running 1 by 1, putting it on a vise, it makes it harder.
And this is a crazy part. You know, it's really difficult to hold this in a vise. So you can do them 1 at a time in a vise, maybe, or you can make a fixture. I'd made a fixture to hold 4. And Salvador, before I knew it, he made a fixture to hold 12. So now they're running it 12 times more effective. Parts like these are really, really difficult to hold and hit tolerances. This new system, they were able to hit all the tolerances that are required and be more effective. The efficiencies and the changes that you guys make, does that come from the engineering department, or do you guys come up with the ideas yourself?
There's a lot of them that we came up with the ideas, and we go on our own.
So you're doing your own fixturing,
We're doing our own fixturing.
your own process improvements.
Yep.
In a normal company, that's not how it works. You
No.
know, someone from
engineering.
somebody from engineering comes down with an idea, and you guys have to make it work whether it actually works or not, right?
Yep.
Have there been any ideas that I suggested that didn't work out?
A few of them.
A few of them. So one of the things I was bragging on about you is that you're a full-blown fabricator, and while you're working on the unit, you were thinking about different ways to change the process and do it differently.
Yeah, so what I ended up doing was I reached out to our engineer and I said, hey man, I want to make some adjustments on this program. Can you maybe show me how to do this on the computer and you know, get everything transferred over to the tube laser? So he showed me the way. I was able to change hole patterns and layouts and add numbers and stuff like that to the products that I needed to. And I was able to shift that over to our tube laser where he was able to just do his job. So not only was I doing the fabricating, but I'm finding things to make things better.
So now, if I'm understanding properly, we're getting better quality out the door because you added slot and tab on everything. You're not having to measure every single thing with a tape measure. And you guys are building it faster.
Correct.
But they actually let a welder onto SolidWorks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in case you didn't know, that's totally not normal.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. What I want to do is I want to start a project from start to finish. I want to be able to program it. I want to be able to build the prototype, and I want to be able to send it to paint knowing that I did my job from A to B and they can continue with the alphabet, you know?
Yeah,
So
there you go. Most people don't have that drive, and then most companies, even if someone did, they would squash it. So,
well, they want to see the piece of paper that says you went to the college to do this. You know, I didn't go to welding school. I'm self-taught on everything I do, and I have good, you know, work ethic and drive to do what I do. So it's easy for me to just be like, I see something and I want to fix it. And the people here are more than happy to give me the tools that I need and the expertise to show me how to do it.
gotcha. Well, that's awesome.
The company that I used to work for before coming here, I worked 80, 90 hours, 7 days a week. Whenever I came on to laser weld and started working here, that number has been cut in half. I work 40 hours, a lot of times under 40 hours.
Wow.
And so I'm able to be with my family, be with my son, be present at home, which is another huge benefit because a lot of times we have guys who get home, they're exhausted. You've just worked 12, 13, 14 hours. You know, I also want to be a couch potato every now and then.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, as much as it has had an impact hourly with me working less, it's had a major impact financially. Whenever I had my son, my wife was able to just stay at home with my son.
Wow.
And I'm able to compensate for it. You know, you hear a lot of, you know, the inflation rates, you know, and et cetera, and all those other examples. But the reality is that I'm able to take care of my family financially because of production pay.
So every week you compare between hourly and productivity, you look at it. In the last 100 paychecks, how many times did you choose to go by the hour?
We've never done it. We've never done it.
I think that's a very strong testimony, right? Because you get to choose between two systems every week, and then if you chose 100 times in a row in productivity, it must be the best choice.
I mean, I've been here for probably a little over 4 years, maybe 5 years by now, so that's like over 250 times I've chosen productivity pay. To be honest, now that I've been involved in productivity pay, I don't see why more companies don't do this, why more companies don't give their employees the opportunity. It benefits everybody.
Another huge benefit of the team productivity model is the turnover rate. So the national average in manufacturing for turnover in 2024 was 30 to 33%. Our average in the team productivity model was 2%. Some of that 2% actually went on to start their own businesses. One of the welders went on and he finally saved up enough money and he built his own tire shop. And now I think he's got 3 shops. The most dangerous part of turnover is accidents. Studies show that the first 90 days of someone's employment at a company are the most dangerous. They're most likely to have a serious accident within the first 3 months. So if you're constantly hiring and retraining and hiring and retraining and hiring and retraining, your company is at risk, but more importantly, those employees are at risk. If you have people who've been working with you for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, or in our case, 25 years, the chances of them having an accident are much lower. They know the work that they're doing, they know the equipment that they're working with, and they know how to do it safely. At the end of the day, all of these micro improvements, some small, some big, add up to where we can pay our people 2 times prevailing wages and be competitive locally and on a global scale. Changing over to a new system is uncomfortable and it can be difficult, but it is totally worth it. So I'd encourage you, get creative with your processes, take care of your people, and let's make America manufacture again.